final show, and the first one is actually finished. Why did this take so long to get? Well, because I'm doing a done scroll. I probably would have done this first. I wouldn't have left it for last because, man, is this show not great. It's not great. It's not as bad as I put out before, but it's definitely not great. I don't even know where I left off with this one. I genuinely can't remember. I might actually have to pull up the video to see where I was, because I genuinely do not remember. Hold on. Hold on. You gotta get into. Hold on. I'm gonna need to take a picture of that real quick for my own memories. This killed 56. Oh, that's actually not that bad. Okay, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, I left off at episode 6. That's where I was. I just fucking say I got so lost for a second. I was like, hold on, where was I again? Episode 6. Episode 6. So we're doing episode 7 through 10. Man, I'm not gonna lie, it's been so long since I talked about Suicide Squad. I damn near don't even remember where everything left off. If I'm gonna keep it a fucking buck with you. But yeah, no, this show was not great. I guess I could talk about the whole thing now that it's all over. But yeah, this show, honest to God, was just not great. It was not a great show. If I'm keeping it a buck and I'm being completely honest, this show was definitely not great and not enjoyable for the most part. And it does suck to say that, if I'm being completely honest, because I really was hyped for this show, like genuinely. Like I was very excited when this got announced, because I thought this was going to be at least like stupid fun. It was either going to be really, really good and stupid fun. Especially since I found out it was being done by Wit Studio. I was going out being like, oh, so at the very least we're getting good animation. The animation between episode 7 to 10, it did get better. And like, if you want the quick synopsis of the plot as well, basically, I think from where I am, I know that they break free. I think they break free for some fucking god awful reason. I can't fucking remember. But I know, like, they get sad, they end up going to a bar and, like, drinking away their sorrows because they used to be heroes, but they're not. And they're all like, they're, like, not heroes, they're villains. And they're like, oh, this world fucking threw us away just like the other world, so it doesn't even fucking matter or some shit. Big fucking twist, we find out the queen, who was the girl of the mother, is actually, like, the special fucking, whatchamacallit. She's, like, the witch that everyone's just been trying to kill. And so, like, it's one of those things where it's just like, oh yeah, like, that's the real villain, and she's been manipulating both kingdoms, so they just kind of like a forever war. And there's a lot of people in the castle, except for, like, the main princess and Cecil, who are, like, not a part of it. Cecil protects the princess. Oh my god, I forgot his name. I actually remember his actual name. I don't remember his villain name. But the shark dude, Nanoe, I don't know why I remember that. But, oh, King Shark. I'm fucking stupid. But King Shark, hashtag, / Nanoe, he's still in the kingdom, and he's, like, still fighting as well. Like, whatever prison break happens, or whatever water gets filled in the fucking castle, he ends up getting out and, like, saving the princess. They have their, like, basically the last 3 episodes are, like, this big fight in the castle, where, like, they try to, like, they break out, try to escape, because the Princess of Cecil lets them escape. For being executed. They're told that they need to be hunted down. They go back to the castle, because they're just like, oh yeah, we can rescue them in 24 hours. Because they get to the portal, and they're, like, about to blow up people's, neck thingies. Where it's just like, oh yeah, just blow it up. And they blow up clay faces. Which I didn't even think about. Like, yeah, he made a fucking clay, so it didn't really matter to them. This organization just doesn't really think, and it's just kind of like, okay, the dude who turns into clay. I didn't think you would think about that. Also, if you can make yourself into clay and you can just turn it into that, then there probably could have been a way you could have either shifted that to a body part that wouldn't have actually killed you, or you could have at the very least found a way to, like, get that out of you. Everyone else I can kind of understand. But Clayface is definitely someone I don't understand, and knowing the fact A, he survived, is annoying, and I know that was only used to confirm that the bombs do fucking work, and B, if that was the case, why not just have done it in the first place? Like, you could have, like, that would have been the character who's just like, oh, I got rid of my bomb ages ago. It's like, what didn't you tell us? It's just like, I wanted to be part of the adventure. Where he's like, yeah, he's a villain, but he's still like in the theatrical, like, I want to be the good. I love being the hero. Like, because that would have played more into like the funny gag. It would have at least showed he's a smart character. I don't fucking, oh my god, this show just makes me, this show, the way I'm talking, I was going to originally put it at 5, but I might actually put it at 4. I might actually put it into the bad range. But then they go ahead and, they have the big fight where they go save the castle one last time. Because, they're like, oh yeah, you have 24 hours to try to connect resources and shit. And so it's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, I guess, whatever. So they go to fight. They're fighting the lizard dude. Peacekeeper and King Shark are fighting like the lizard dude. He's eaten and killed by whatever the fuck. Enchantress is the only one who I think out of that whole crew actually survives. I mean, spoiler alert, if I'm being honest, I don't care about this fuck-ass show. We see so the katana that we've seen in this world isn't actually katana. Oh, it's the fucking Joker. I knew at some point I was like, this fucking Joker's gonna be involved somehow. It's the fucking Joker. The Joker just has, like mirage powers, so he can just transform himself into anybody he wants to. So, this entire time, he was katana. Because at the end of this episode, we see that, I forget the army dude's name. I wanted to say Kyle Fletcher, but that's a wrestler. It might still be Kyle. Flagger? Kevin? I don't know. The army dude reports back to main lady, forget her name, and they say that, like, we never even fucking sent in Katana, so someone in there is mimicking him. Which they realize, oh yeah, it's him. Like, just say it. We all know it's the fucking Joker. There's no way you're not gonna have the Joker and have him involved in some way, shape, or form. Like, there's no fucking actual way you're going to do that. And so, like, they have their fight. Harley makes the connection of, like, oh, if we have magical items, we'll be stronger. They eventually take Cecil's, like, armor he brings that's super magical, and each part of it is, they have, like, okay, this was actually, I think, pretty well animated. They have, like, what do you call it? Like a magical girl transformation for everybody, which was nice. I liked that. That was kind of cool. I'll give them credit. I don't know why, but Enchantress makes me upset. And that might just be, and to be fair, I used to read DC. I haven't read DC in a while, and it's just one of those characters I never came across until I started knowing what the fuck the Suicide Squad was. But to my knowledge, Enchantress herself was like one and the same person, right? I don't know if comic book wise they are the same. They are two separate entities, where it's like the main girl who takes over Enchantress's body. But from my knowledge, Enchantress is one body inhabiting two different personalities. So that's why there's the whole plot thread where, like, she's working for, like, this, like, the evil queen, but for, like, reasons obviously that she can't really say, finding out that the queen has her body held captive somewhere and she needs to get her body back. Eventually does get her body back, so now she's just in this world existing. I assume she'll join the Suicide Squad at some point. If we ever get a second season of this shit. But yeah, that happens. They, like, I don't know what else to say. They defeat her. They defeat her, and they go through they go through their shit. They do all that, yada yada yada. She's killed. I will admit, Harley and the princess, they do a little cool thing, a little switcheroo, because they're very. I'm taking this as an acknowledgement of them being like, oh yeah, they're very, very similar, where they use her as a decoy, where they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna grab Harley, but she accidentally grabs the princess, where the princess uses her powers, and Harley, in the princess's dress, is able to do her last attack, and send her fucking flying, and just dead. And then that's where we see, like, oh yeah, they're doing good, they'll give the resources, blah 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 blah. And then we find out, like, oh yeah, the Joker is, like, one of the main people there, because it's like, oh, she's not the big boss. She was being helped out by somebody else. Whoop-de-doop-de-doo. Bro, when I tell you I genuinely don't fucking care, I don't. I don't know when in the show I just, like, stopped caring. But, like, I know the first couple episodes I was, like, kind of feeling it. And I think at a certain point, I just sat there and I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care. You did. You're like, it's like, yeah, you've shown like some of the development for some of these characters, but the only one that's really gotten any form of development is Harley. Other than that, everyone like acts super somber and acts super like they care, but like they're like some of the baddest villains. Like, why the fuck are they caring? Like, I thought they were gonna be a little bit more rambunctious and stuff like that, but they work together really easily. Actually, like, yeah, you're supposed to. It's like a thing where you survive in the new world, but like, I thought there'd just be way more conflict doing with that. But it was like a bit straightforward, but like a bit too straightforward for like something like the Suicide Squad, where you thought they'd be more like there'd be more turmoil, there'd be more problems, there'd be more issues, and that just like doesn't happen. And I'm fine with that. It just doesn't happen. And it's one of those things where I'm just like, whatever. They set up the last episode like there will be a second season. Will there be a second season? I have no clue. This is definitely a show I plan on making a review of that's not great. It's going to be negative because the show just kind of sucks. And honestly, the biggest thing for me, the biggest shocker is I'm surprised Wit Studio put their name on this. It's not great, if I'm being completely honest. And I know there's some people that are going to sit there and they're going to be like, oh man, but like Witch Studios, like they did like blah, blah, blah. Bro, I don't fucking care, man. Like, I should care, but I don't. No. That's not. I'm having two separate conversations. No, what I meant to say was, this had to be a collaborative joint, right? Like, if WB gave this all to Wit, I think this would have looked way better and way different. But I think this was like a collaborative effort between WB Studios and like the WB in-house studios and the Wit Studios. And like you could see that in certain glimpses. There are certain glimpses where you could see that. Like the fight scenes, some of the fight scenes are actually like genuinely good. A lot of the choreography that happens sometimes is genuinely really good. And they do up the production later. There is times where they do up the production. It's just one of those things where it's like it's still not at the point of Wit. Like I'm thinking of like, I said this before, but I'm thinking of like Attack on Titan season 1 through 3 Wit. I'm thinking of like Boji, Ranking of Kings. I'm thinking of like Ranking of Kings. Wait. Like, those are the, what else did they do? Hold on. I'm trying to fucking remember. Because now I'm going to go on this fucking rant. Because I know they've made a bunch of good shit. I know for a fact they've made a bunch of good shit. And to see them do this is insane. Yeah, they had all the Attack on Titans. They've done Spy X Family. They've done Vinland Saga. They've done fucking, what else did they do? I know they've done more good shit. That one was great. They did The Great Pretender. They did Sephra, which was that vampire one. They did Vivi Fluid Eye Song. They did fucking like all this shit I'm listing off is like some of the best animated shit. They did Bubble. Bubble was really well animated. That's why I have to assume that this was a collaborative effort. There ain't no way in a rat's ass that this was all studio Wit. It had to be like a collaborative effort. Because I refuse to believe that Wit would put out something of this quality. And not in the sense of like, you know, they're not possible of making something bad. It's just like, I don't know if they would have just like, they would have just allowed this. Because this is ass. This animation was ass. Like, it genuinely surprised me. Like, even some of the anime that I'm looking at on Mal that is made by Wit, that is ranked lower than Isekai, the Suicide Squad Isekai, it still looks, and what I know, is still like well animated shit. Like, I know for a fact it's still well animated shit. Yet for some shit, like some god awful reason, let me see. Hold on. Let me probably see. Let me probably sort this out. Oh wow, that's actually really low. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, when you look at some of the shit, but like, it's still. Oh no, they made a Star Fox anime. Oh Jesus Christ. I did not know that. Yeah, but there's just still some stuff. I don't know, man. That was a frustrating thing to me, and like, just like the characters. I think the story was banking, which I do think was a good move, but I think whoever made the story banked way too hard on name value. And if you wanted name value, like maybe again, this might be my thing. I'm not bringing in someone like the fucking Ratcatcher. I have no idea who the fuck that is. Maybe, okay, again. This might be naivety from me. But, like, I'm bringing out maybe some of the more bigger names. Like, not super big names that were, like, you know, it's going to fuck with some continuity in the other worlds. Where it's, like, obviously, I'm not bringing out fucking Lex Luthor. Or I'm not bringing out fucking, like, what was his name? Oh, my God. I don't know. Why the fuck I forget? Or I'm not bringing, like, someone like Wade Wilson. Or I'm not bringing someone like Mr. Freeze. I'm not bringing these motherfuckers. Like, I'm not bringing these motherfuckers, but like, I'd still want someone who's at least, I don't know, better? I don't fucking know, man. Like, Idris was a good call. Katana was a good call. Joker was obvious. It's just like, also, actually, I take that back. Brainiac's a pretty notable one. I think the Ratcatcher just bothers me. Because this is the only thing I know. And he's probably been in bigger stuff, and he's probably a bigger villain. It's just when I, like, this is the first time I heard about the Ratcatcher, and I'm just like, who the fuck are you? You sound like you fucking suck. You sound like you fucking suck and need to be put back into the bargain bin of fucking villains. God, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too fucking harsh. But Jesus fucking Christ. Maybe that's just my naivety coming through. But I don't know. Anyways, man, this was not great. I don't know. Isekai Suicide Squad as a whole, it's finished. So I gotta give it some type of official ranking. I think I have to give it a 4. I think, like, an anime that was a 5 wouldn't upset me as much. But this is, thinking about it just genuinely fucking upsets me. And where it's just like, what the fuck? And it's also one of those things where it's like, your potential was here, but you fucking performed here. And you could have been like a 6 or a 7 at the very least. But you didn't, you couldn't even fucking reach that one. That was like your grace. Where, like, I was expecting a good, decent, like a great anime, but your grace was like a 6 or a 7. But you're batting, you hit below like a 5. That's ass. That's ass in your ass. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I feel so bad for saying that, but it does genuinely feel so fucking ass.